Chew friggin' chew. The Blessed Express has arrived. On behalf of Stake.com, I'm fired up to be chatting with Max Holloway. UFC 308 on the horizon, October 26th in Abu Dhabi. Brother, how is it, my man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Sorry about the other day, bro. I didn't even know we had an interview booked
Oh,
until
oh,
after it was done. I had a couple of people listening to you guys show in the morning, and then they was like tweeting me, or one of my friends even texted me, and I heard Luke wasn't too happy. So,
I think
but
Luke was in his feelings. But Max, let's be very
yeah,
honest. Luke has been back in Ilia Topuria as if
the whole
he's
time, bro.
the
The
second
the whole
coming.
time, bro.
What do you
The whole
feel about
time.
that? Come on, what do you feel about that?
I mean, it is what it is, you know. Uh, when there's a new flavor of the month, people always got to try it, you know. So at the end of the day, I ain't even mad, you know. For Luke, last time I checked, you can tell him when I was Ilia's age, I think I had a couple title defenses already. So it is what it is.
All jokes aside, Max, this is about as big as it gets in mixed martial arts on this globe. You and Ilia Topuria for that crown that you once proudly wore and are hungry to get it back. How much do you buy into the hype of Topuria? How good is he in your eyes heading into this fight at UFC 308?
I mean, he got to be super good, right? I mean, he beat a guy that I couldn't figure out, that I had three cracks at it. He went out there one time, and then he got to finish. You know, a lot of people's gonna say, a lot of people want to talk about how Volk was hurt and whatever. It could have played, you know, that could have played away, but at the end of the day, he still did what he had to do. He's one of the pound for pound guys. A lot of people talks about his record of the way he got to the title shot, you know. Two of the opponents that he faced to get there, he still had to beat him. You know, he still had to beat him. You know, if we went record for record, you know, fights for fights, it's pretty clear who had the harder path to uh to the title. But at the end of the day, he still did his job and he had to win. So I respect him. You know, he is the best. He's considered the best guy right now in our weight class because he has the gold belt. And like I said, I told this many times before. I interviewed with you guys a bunch, Brian, over the years, and I always said, if you don't have the gold belt, then you're not first, you're last. So at the
Sure.
end of the day, that's what I'm coming for. I'm coming for that throne, and I can't wait to get it back.
Well, just to set the record straight here, this fight will be in Abu Dhabi, Yaz Island. Does that make this the 10th island? I'm falling short on the math here. I know Toronto's big in your life, but where does Yaz
Yeah,
Island fit in?
his island is huge, bro. It's huge. I had some great fights there. You know, we had the Volk 2 fight was fun there. It didn't go my way, but that was still a great fight. I had the Kevin Cater fight there. I'm just happy that I finally get to go back there and actually enjoy the island and walk around and not be stuck outside the 10 feet around the hotel, you know. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait. There's a lot of guys from the States that say they're pulling up. So I think so there's gonna have a lot of Hawaiian flags in the crowd. I mean, I don't know if you went to the UFC 300, but the Hawaiian flags in the crowd over there was insane, and I expect nothing different come to your island.
I mean, Max, who's done more to push Hawaiian culture on the lower 48? You or Dog the Bounty Hunter?
A pretty close debate, man. The dog did his thing, you know. Respect to OG, he's a legend, and that's a tough one for sure, you know, because he put on, bro, and he was cleaning the streets of Hawaii. So you know, dog's a real one for that.
I'm just happy I'm on the right side of history. I was always picking against Max Holloway and all the big fights on the early rise, maybe not realizing fully the full extent of what you have brought to the table over this legendary career, which is still going because you've become, in a lot of ways, and this is what the great ones, the real great ones, become masters of reinvention, whether it's one off night or one bad year. Max, you've been able to dig in at times that we thought maybe your career was over. How have you
Mhm.
been able to do that?
Man, team, people, the people around me. You know, I got a beautiful wife. She helps me out a lot. You know, my son is there, and he motivates me a lot. But you know, my coaches, my teammates, like I said, I tell people all the time, man. With my team is very small on here. I don't even have I think so. We have like maybe like two or three of us is pros, and the rest is like AMI fighters, and we just figure out a way how to get each other better. It's the guys around you, the guys that are on you day in, day out, and we just figure out ways, man. And if there's something new I want to try with Ivan, with Rylan, they tell me go for it, try it. It's just it's mixed martial arts. I tell the guys I train with all the time. The only difference between them and the best guys in the world is experience. That's all it is experience, or exposure. That's all it is. A lot of these guys think we gotta go to this big gym and we gotta do this, we do that. Yeah, with big gyms there comes like bodies and whatever and so forth. But little gyms work for some people, and it's been working for me. I got a great team behind me. I got a great wife, a
I mean,
strong woman behind me, and I
it's
can't wait.
it's working, but I really want to ask you, do you kind of come to terms with, I guess, how rare it is what you do? Because, we remember when you got pulled from that Habib fight, we had questions, and man, you came back and reminded us. We had questions after the third Volkanovski fight. Man, did you come back? They counted you out ahead of UFC 300 saying, hey, cool idea, but bad idea for Max in this BMF fight. And look at what the hell you did to Justin Gaethje. Holy crap, maybe the most iconic singular moment, this era. Max, you'd have to agree there seems to be something extra special in your ability to go back to the drawing board. Do you have a way to put that into words, what it is? I mean, I know you're saying your team, but there seems to be a deeper drive in you than most have.
I mean, I just I guess it's more than a nickname, man. I'm just blessed, man. And I'm a type of guy. Yeah, if you ever want anything in life, go work hard for it. This whole camp, after the third Volk fight, and then coming up to now, a lot of guys, we was telling them we had to be undeniable, and that's what we've been. That's what we've been doing. I'm excited. Like you said, I got to fight the who's who of the generation, of the old generation, with Aldo and Ricardo Lamas's, the Jeremy Stevens, and the Conor McGregors. I got to fight who's who in the old generation. And now we here, the new generation. People keep forgetting that I was the youngie in the old generation, and now this is my generation, and we got a new guy in Ilia Topuria, and I get to show that this generation talk is nothing, and I can go out there and reclaim the throne.
Max, I've compared some of the performances you've had in the last 3 years to almost like when Michael Jordan came back from baseball, got back into the Bulls uniform, and found ways to get old gracefully, to be more efficient and still be as great. But we know that guy was driven almost exclusively by people doubting him. How much do you actually take the quotes from the keyboard warriors or from your peers picking against you and actually use that as motivation to work even harder?
A lot, man. A lot, Everybody loves an underdog. Everybody loves an underdog. I've been the underdog my whole life. I'm not even supposed to be here saying to you, I'm not even supposed to do a quarter of what I did in the UFC, especially because where I'm from. If you came back to me when I was 12 and I told myself that who I was or what I would do in the sports and mixed martial arts, I'd call him a liar. At the end of the day, it's a lot. I love being an underdog. I use that, There's one quote that my coach just was telling me the other day. He was watching the US Open, and then on one of the shots there was the quote on the wall. And the quote was pressure is a privilege. And when he told me that, like, that gave me goosebumps. Because it is. It really is, You know, uh pressure make diamonds, pressure is a privilege, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, Paulie Malignaggi, the great boxer, used to say, "I make love to pressure." That's how much I'm not intimidated by it, and certainly I can see that in you. So let's talk UFC 300. When you delivered that moment against Gaethje, could you imagine in that moment what was going to come next? That people were saying this is a new chapter in your great career, that maybe you elevated to some level of like Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell status of one of the most beloved fighters because you not only delivered this all-time great moment, but you did it against the odds.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. I know the knockout was huge. I know knocking him out was huge. Having the fight I had, man, I felt good. I felt great. I felt like we was up in almost every round. you know, except for that one slip that he got me with, you know. Yeah, just because it didn't count, so I can count it as a slip. But you know, all jokes aside about that, I thought I was having my way in there. I felt good. I felt fast. I felt strong. And you know, like you said, a lot of people was doubting. You know, every round went by. This was like, ooh, like I was getting going. You know, I was feeling it in there, and then the last 10 seconds, this dangerous man. I know he wouldn't back down from a challenge. You know, I did the famous point down and delivered that knockout. And in the moment, I really didn't know how big it would have been. You know, you know, in the moment, you're just like loving it. You know, I just had a knockout. I knocked out one of the most dangerous men there is, a guy who I love and respect in the mixed martial arts world. And you know, it stayed to today. It's like it's unreal. You know, like you see, I see that video going around everywhere. You know, all the time. But it's still unreal that I got to be a part of history in that way. And we can't live forever, but moments does. So, I'm glad that I get to live that moment around forever.
God, it was so perfect. It really was just one of those chef's kiss moments. And it catapulted you so much that we were talking after that fight as a collective media group. Is he going to go for a BMF showdown with Conor? Is he going to fight for the lightweight title? Is he going to fight for the featherweight title? How did it end up becoming the Ilia fight, which I think made the most sense? And was this a tough negotiation to get it done?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't know what the man was talking about, saying that they was having a hard time. I mean, you even saw Dana White be like, I don't think so. You ever have to force me to fight. So at the end of the day, I don't know what he was talking about. It was an easy choice, you know. Yeah, the Islam fight is there. Yeah, if I can fight BMF, who the hell in their right mind doesn't want to fight Conor for a lot of reasons. But I really wanted to fight the 45 title and especially show people that I can get it back. A lot of people was telling me that after the Volk third fight that I should change weight classes or I should retire because you're not gonna ever get a title shot. And you know, I want it to be undeniable. Here we are, and we get to see who gets the last laugh on October 26th, and I can't wait.
Max, sometimes we don't find out about these things until fighters retire, they write a book, or they just come clean, because I know you guys don't like to flaunt. Maybe things got in the way or you had an injury. But like, that wasn't you in the third Volk fight. I know that, you know that. So what happened? Or is it just, I don't want to take away from what Alex did. He's a all-time great, and you know that. But what happened that night?
It was me. I was in there. Alex is absent. Some nights is some nights, and Alex was a world beater, man. That Alex Volkanovski that night was problems, and everybody could see it. I had a hard time figuring out, and I'm not gonna ever change my answer on that. You know how much times I fought someone, and I made it look a certain way, and people always said, "Ah, you didn't fight. You didn't fight. That wasn't a Cub Swanson that's normally part. That wasn't a Jose Aldo. That wasn't a Justin Gaethje." I hate when people use that excuse because us fighters would never would, and the fighters that does, then you're kind of not a true fighter. So at the end of the day, bro, he had my number that night, and I couldn't get mad. It only made me better. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that fight I learned a lot. And shout out to Alex. He's a beast. One of the greats to do in this sport, and I look forward to maybe getting a fourth one with him. Who
Wow.
knows? Who
That would be
knows?
wonderful. The task at hand, though, is Saturday, October 26th, Abu Dhabi pay-per-view, UFC 308 in Topuria. And to close, Max, could you tell me about the great work you're doing with Stake.com?
Yeah, I mean, I've been loving steak, man. I've been loving steak. Gamble responsible, guys. Gamble responsible. But if you guys ever want to catch me, I'm on Steak US almost daily. Come to my kick stream, kick.com/Max Holloway. Watch me win big and scream and cheer like I got a last 10-second knockout on the biggest MMA event ever. Or watch me get salty as you can of it eating me away. But like I said, man, steak is like family. I've been with them for a year or two now, and they got nothing but love for me. So, shout out to them. They're the real ones.
All right. Well, when you beat Topuria, I'm going to get Luke Thomas the new Max Bless t-shirt. Okay. That's going to be the facts. Max,
Please.
thanks for your time.
You don't have to get them, brother. Just send me the address where I got to send them. I'll send you guys it for free.
Good stuff, Max. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, brother.